Hi, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Cindy and I make content on beauty and fitness and lifestyle things. If that's the kind of thing that you like, then please subscribe. Today, I went through all the palettes that I had worn in the month of September and I ranked them my least favorite to my favorite. And here is this big monster list stack, if I can get it pulled up. Let's take this one out, then I can probably list the others. So this is the big stack minus the one. So actually we've got one more than this. Anyway, so let me put my glasses on. I've got no notepad of how I felt when I was making out this list. So for the least favorite is Ace Beaute Vintage Dawn. And I love, love, love this palette and these colors. They're perfect for fall. The only reason it got such a poor rating was because it's not available anymore. If someone wanted to use it, they couldn't. And excuse me, and the HBT, I saw on Instagram that they're rebranding and they have everything on their site discounted. But I looked at it with stuff that I wasn't interested in. There were no palettes or anything. It was just, lip products and things like that that I don't really use a whole lot of. So that's the last one, number 13. Number 12 is Gourmand Girls, The Secret Grove. Let's see if we can find this. I purchased this. It's still available on the Gourmand Girls website, and I like it okay. There's only two shimmers. I need to give it another try. I only used it once. I used it for a 4 looks, 4 palettes for the fall, and I need to give it another chance, and we will. Okay. So, but for this month, it was ranked next to the last at number 12. Number 11 is this Poppy and Fluff, The Lonely Scarecrow. Um, this is a nice palette. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sparkly shimmery ones, and the rest are mattes. And I liked it fine. I only used it once, so I need to give it some more love and use it again. The only reason it counted such a low score is because it's really not available for most people. I went to the website and I think they're from England or somewhere. So, postage would be high. I'm not even sure if they ship to the US. I got this in the ice cream beauty box. And so that's how I got mine. And so that's the reason it was kind of low. But it was an okay palette. Okay, so number 10. I may have some people come after me for this, but I'm sticking with it. And I count these two palettes as one palette. The Ellis Volume 2, I've used this a few times. I used it in August for like 2 looks for cool looks for it. And then I used it in 4 looks for palette the other day because I spent so much money on this. I need to be using it. But it's an okay neutral palette. I think these two columns here are just too close to the same shade. That was kind of, I don't think they're too close to the same shade. We should have had another column with totally different colors. And I didn't appreciate having to buy 2 palettes. I mean, I like shimmers in it. I don't want to buy 2 palettes. And like some of these, like the blues and the stuff, I don't even know what you would do with them inside that. So I'm just going to have to work with it and see what I can do with these other shimmers. I'm sure there's something. I just haven't worked with it enough. And we'll use it again. And I'm not saying I hate it. I've definitely given it a fair chance. I've used it about 3 or 4 times. And so the reason it's so low, if it wasn't so expensive, because like the big palette was $42 and what was this, 38, 48, something like this. So you're spending, close to $100 on, one palette. So I don't want to do that. In fact, they've got their new one out and I don't think I'm gonna do it unless it's really discounted. You guys can have it. I've got plenty of matte palettes. So number 9 is Jeffree Star Gold Blooded. Actually, I like this pretty well. You have to rank them some way. This was all pretty colors. I used this in a 4 palettes, 4 looks. I don't ever see anyone doing any Jeffree Star looks anymore. Maybe they're just not on my radar. But I think this is a good palette. They're pretty colors, and I think people don't like Jeffree as a person, but that doesn't mean you can't like his palettes. So anyway, that was number 9. So someday he might be higher. And I've got a few more palettes that we'll pull out and use. Number 8 is Blend Bunny, Little Miss She Never Misses. Now I like this palette. I think I got this one on sale. I don't know why it didn't sell. Excuse me. Uh, Maybe it's because everyone's got a bunch of rainbow palettes, but this one's got shimmers and mattes in it, and it's got a variety of colors. So I think this is a good palette, and I can't really remember what I used it for. I think I just used it with a Get Ready With Me and probably the blue or purple and green or something like that. So, but this is a good palette. You can see I've got little dip marks in it. I haven't used it that much, but I've used it some, and I definitely used it this month. The next one is the Nomad Cloud Forest. Now these next 3 Nomad palettes, and I just had to rank them. They're pretty much all the same. I think this is pretty. I used it for palettes, for looks, for spooky looks, and I like it. I mean, we can use this again in the spring. We can use it anytime. You don't have to let the seasons dictate what you're going to wear, unless, of course, you want to match your clothes and, you know, your clothes are all one color. But I like this one. I thought it was pretty. I've only used it once. But so he was ranked number 7. The next one, number 6, Haunted Europe by Nomad. I used this one a couple of times. I did it in a 4 looks, 4 palette for spooky. And then I had a palette bingo that I used it in. And so I definitely need to use this some more, give it some more chances. But I've used it a few times. And so that was number 6. And like I said, these were all a toss-up, this one. And then number 5, Nomad Ghost Town, USA. I've used this a couple times. I used this one in the 4 palettes, 4 looks spooky. I think I used them in a 4 palettes, 4 looks fall. And then I used them in a palette bingo. So I like this one very well. So if you're interested in the looks, you can just look through my makeup videos through this month. Okay. And so I need to use this some more. The look I did with it for the fall, I wasn't that excited about. I used these greens and stuff. I probably should have used the browns, but I had done so much brown, I thought people might get sick of that. So we did something a little different. Anyway, I felt it was really dark for me to go to work that way, but I went to work. I didn't get sent home. Number 4, ColourPop New Moon. I've used this a few times. I'll probably use it some more. Oh, I liked the colors. Actually, it surprised me. I did one in the 4 palettes, 4 looks, I think, for fall. We used some red and orange. And so at first I wasn't sure I was really going to like it. I just sort of bought it because I was on the ColourPop site and they had a sale. And so I got it. And, you know, so I have liked this palette. I've used it a couple of times this month. And so it is number 4. Number 3, I gave it to the Gourmand Girl Trapped palette. I did this 4 looks with it. And I don't know, I like all these colors. I think this would be great for spring also. And so you can see there's a lot of dents in there. And we're going to use it again just because we spend a lot of money on these palettes. So we need to be using them. So that is number 3. For number 2, how I come with this, like I said, it's just subjective. I just had to decide what do I like the best and what do I like the least best. I decided Shrek. I decided Shrek was number 2. I did 4 looks on this, and I kind of wanted to use him on the 4 looks, 4 palettes for the fall and stuff like this. But I was afraid people would get tired of it because I did 4 looks with him all the time. But maybe we'll use him in October some. But I do want to use him some more. So I like them, and it's just subjective. I just picked him out. So just decided that was number 2. I like green. I like Shrek. So number 1, Nomad, Rich City, Salem. I use this a bunch. I did a whole lot on these, just like get ready with me. Um, I might have done a not a whole lot. I did at least one. I think I used him some that I didn't even record. And then I think I did a 3 looks, one palette with him, and I did a palette bingo. So I've used this a lot. I definitely like it. We're gonna have to use it again. Right now I'm in the midst of a Pat McGrath look palette, so I've been using a lot of neutrals. I'll get sick of neutrals and we'll go back to bright colors again. So that was it. My ranking of the palettes that I used in September. Tell me what you use. Tell me what you like, what you didn't like. Tell me what you disagree with. I'm sure I'll get some disagreements about the Bloom Bunny, but about that Ellis palette. I don't know what all the hype's about. I would have preferred had one palette with less colors, but to have shimmers and mattes. And I'm a little bit irritated and bent out of shape, and I'm probably not going to buy this new Rotten one because you know I've got more rainbow palettes, not just those. I've got plenty of rainbow palettes. I don't need another one. So they're gonna have to come up with something different and exciting for us. So stay tuned for more videos, and we'll see you again next month for the next writing.